Look at the beautiful herb garden I have. So what can we make with cilantro and chives? And look at the kale here. Get some cilantro here. We will be making a simple, healthy soup. And definitely fresh kale and herbs from our garden. Very simple. You need to buy would be any type of tofu you like. And we are making this gluten-free. This is bean thread noodles, or also called as vermicelli noodle. And of course, our favorite here is butter than bouillon roasted chicken base. They have a lot of different flavor. These are great. We love to use these. Nice and simple. In this pot, we're going to have water. We're going to turn on the heat, and you can start adding all your ingredient in. We are going to use 4 cups of water. Sorry, I put 2 cups in ahead already. For every 1 cup of water is 1 teaspoon of this bouillon. So we're going to start out with that base. So I have 4 cups of water, so I'm going to do 4 teaspoons. And when we're cooking, we taste as we go. See how much you like. So while that is heating up, we will put in our tofu. We're going to cut in our tofu, rinse the tofu, and then you can cut it as big as you like. So let me start. Bite size, be easy. You want to keep it chunk. This tofu is firm, so it's not going to break very easily. But I like to cut my tofu in cubes. And you can just put it right in there. You don't have to wait until the water is boiling. See the cube? I'm going to add another 2 cups of wine here because the tofu was a lot. And I want to make sure I have enough broth. So another 2 teaspoons of chicken broth in here. So you don't have to wait till it boils. Just keep adding your stuff in. Very easy. You don't have to use a cutting board. I love my kitchen scissor. I dedicate a scissor just for cutting my food. And you just start cutting your kale in here. So for the stem, I cut it small. For the leaf, I cut a little bigger. How simple is that? Cut everything into your soup, and you want to give it a stir. You want to stir it up. Make sure your chicken bouillon paste is incorporated into your soup. Tofu is a very bland item. It takes on the flavor whatever you cook it with. So that's why you have to add the tofu in first. I'll taste it, see if I need any more bouillon in there. Oh, it's good. I don't need any more bouillon. If it's too salty for you, then add more water. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar in. You don't have to. Bring the temperature down a little bit. So once you see the kale is cooking, then you can start adding in your noodles and your herbs. But pretty much this is it. Very healthy. It's all about your soup base. Let's have a taste. Oh, it's very good. Just right. The kale is cooking up now. Now it's been boiling for about 3-4 minutes. As long however you like your kale. I don't like it to be overcooked, so it's good now. Now I can add the noodles. So 1 pack of the vermicelli noodle is good enough for all this water, because remember, these noodles will soak up the water and you don't want it to be totally with no broth for your soup. And the noodle cooks really fast, just a few minutes. It becomes translucent. Then you can add your herbs. They're still dry looking. It's been about a minute. I'm going to let you see. See how translucent it's becoming and very pliable. So right now it's done because it's residual heat. So you want to turn off. And now you can add your herbs. Now my fresh cilantro that I picked from the garden and the chive. I just snip it right in there. Doesn't have to be small, could be big. Any way you like it. If you want to chop it on your cutting board, you can. But I'm all about easy cleanup. Not have to do a lot of cleanup. And this adds such a nice fragrant flavor to your soup. And just mix it up, take it off the heat. Look at the noodle now. See, totally done, very quick. Just like a 5-minute soup. As long as start boiling, within 5 minutes, it's done. Let's taste some soup. See how much noodle there's? The longer it sits, the noodle's gonna puff up. You can cut the vermicelli noodle down so it won't be long like this before you put it into the soup. Let's eat. This is the tofu vermicelli noodle. See the noodles? Oh, it's so healthy, delicious, quick and simple. You saw how we did it. Take a little broth. Oh, it's so good. Just a hint of that sugar really brings out the soup. So try it and you'll see. Here's the noodles. Mmm. The kale is so good from the garden. You can hear still how crunchy it is. And here the tofu. I cut into little cubes so easy. You see how the tofu was white? It takes on the kind of like lightish green color of the kale and the chicken broth. We're going to dip it in my soy dipping sauce. We're going to dip it in my soy dipping sauce. You can see that on our veggie roll. You can learn how to make the soy dipping sauce. You can dip it in anything. And this is gluten-free and could be vegetarian if you use vegetable broth instead of chicken broth. Mmm. So good. Delicious. Bon appetit, guys. See you in the next video. This is after 5 minutes of the noodle sitting in the soup. You see how that one little package of noodle fill up the entire pot of soup? So you don't want to put a lot of these noodles in your soup. If you don't like too much noodle, then just put half the amount. But it's so good. Okay, Mom is going to taste my tofu kale noodle soup. It took 5 minutes to make, Mom.
Okay.
You try it.
Flavorful.
Isn't it soft?
Soft, flavorful. You dip it in the sauce.
That's the soy dipping sauce that they can find the recipe when they go into the veggie garden roll rack.
Very good.
And it's gluten-free too. The noodles are vermicelli soybean noodle.
Very good. It got picked up the taste of the broth. It's very tasty. Very good.
Excellent.
Delicious.
Thumbs up. This help with your diet too, huh?
Yes. Bon appetit.